This video is about me and only about me. This is about my experience and how I feel about things. This has nothing to do with anyone else's case. However, if you are in this situation, especially if you're younger, please find help. Um, find someone you can talk to, find an adult in your life that's good, and get the help you need. Or even if you're questioning things, get the help. Get help. This video is about my experience with sexual assault. I don't want to talk about the person who did that to me. I really want to just put things behind me. I'm also not 100% sure because I think a lot of it got blacked out. And I'm 25 and I'm now just realizing a lot of things that happened that weren't normal, that weren't supposed to happen. But I didn't have anyone to really guide me. I didn't really have someone to tell me why that wasn't normal. I mean, people, their body language told me it wasn't normal, but for some reason I thought it was. Just to go ahead and start it, like when I was little, I remember being cuddled a lot with that person. I was only like 3, 4, 5, 6, but I just remember being held a lot. And I always wanted to cuddle. Then I started wanting to cuddle. And when I was at like other little kids' birthdays, I'm talking like first grade, kindergarten, I would want to cuddle with other guys. And I remember it was kind of normal, but kind of not. Another birthday party, I was like, let's have a naked dude party. And I remember one of the guys went and got his mom, and the mom came up and said, "You can't do that." And I was like, "Why not?" Like, it was really normal in my head. And again, it's like, why was that so normal when I was such a little boy and like everyone else just looked at me like I was crazy? I understand guys like do stuff maybe like that, but mine was just very hypersexual, hyper attention seeking. I remember another time, it was like kindergarten or first grade, like I was homeschooled and I was going to an art class. I think I just met this dude. Um, we were in the bathrooms and I wanted to show off like what mine looked like. And thinking about it now, it's like, why would I do that? And he just like was looking at me like disgusted. And looking back at it, I would be disgusted too. I don't know why I thought doing that was like normal, and I was like joking and having fun about it, and I was like showing it off, and I'm like, why would I ever think that was normal? I had no idea. I was like in kindergarten, first grade, right? The next thing, like I just remember sitting on that person's lap a lot. I remember, you know, even towards like a pretty old age. Um, Again, I was just like really confused. Not confused, but I just thought it was really normal. And then looking back at it, I'm almost 25. I'm like, wow, that wasn't normal. I don't think that happened to a lot of other guys. Another thing that I realized wasn't normal was I took showers with this guy, or that guy would give me showers. And I don't want to get into the details. Um, but I just remember being like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, like up to like, I don't know, second, third grade. Like, I would let him give me showers sometimes, and I remember like joking with my friend. I remember my friend got scared, and then that person didn't end up doing that with him. But I just don't think that was normal, especially up till that age. Maybe when you're little, I guess you have to. But there was something really off about that. And I can never fully remember what happened. I don't have a lot of very early childhood memories. It's really strange because I remember very specific things later on, but just like very early ages, I can't remember a lot, even if I wanted to. Like some of my first memories, I remember waking up really early and like playing with Kinects and Legos. And And that person, I would never want them to come in my room. They would just like ruin everything for me. I don't know if I was scared. I don't know if I got annoyed or angry. Everyone else, I wanted to show off like the amazing things that I built. My friends, my family, my mom, and I would not want that person to come in my room in general. And that was like from a very, very early age, and I just can never remember what actually happened. I was a hypersensitive kid for some reason, and that kind of leads me into like growing up. When I finally got into elementary school, so I homeschooled like K through fourth grade. Fifth grade was my first year in public schools, and for some reason, in general, I was very, very scared of other guys. I always tended to have friends with girls. Talking to other dudes, especially with the more masculine, the more manly ones, would scare me. And I remember whenever I was around my friends that were dudes, I would talk in like a really high pitched voice. I was just naturally like more fight or flight. Looking back at it, obviously I'm 25, but I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was just funny. I always felt like I'd have to joke with them. I always felt like I could never say what I really wanted to say. It was just really, being around other dudes was really unnatural for me. At the end of sixth grade, I got my first girlfriend, or seventh grade, sometime around then. And then my mom started getting really, really weird. My mom would just never want me to be alone with that girl. She was making me watch videos about abstinence and like Catholicism, and like you can't make out with women or have sex with them. I didn't really even know what sex was. And just like put this idea into me so ingrained that when I started looking up videos or like looking up on Google, like, am I going to go to hell if I jerk off or just like do basic normal things? It was just really, really strange. And I don't think any other people really had those same feelings as me. And I was just really, really scared. And I also remember never talking about those kind of things with the person that I think may have or may not have done things with me. So fast forward to like more in middle school, I was constantly getting bullied for being gay. Um, People that knew me would defend me. Um, Even when I had a girlfriend, people still just called me the F slur and stuff like that. And it really didn't help when I had a higher pitched voice around other dudes. And I was just scared of other dudes in general. Those were like, just talking about it, like, just brings so much emotions into me. And I was just like so scared of other dudes. And then they're like patronizing me, calling me the F slur and like gay and all those other things that you shouldn't be calling people. I remember when this one guy, I remember just like calling me gay in class, and then like the teacher, I guess it was so bad, but like I blacked out so much from it, like I just laughed and made it into a joke. But like the teacher called out like the next day and was like, "You don't ever make fun of someone of their because of their sexual orientation," you know? And I was just like really close to a lot of my teachers, and I don't even think that was like my intention, even though I was kind of like a really good student. It's just because like I think I was just so scared, and like when you're so scared, your body, your mind does everything possible to like be safe, and it does whatever to be safe. And one of those things is like getting really close to the adults in your life, getting really close to the women, getting really close to people who are gonna stand up for you, you know? Fast forward to high school, my girlfriend in high school, I was still scared to have sex with her. it wasn't until later when I actually, like, had feelings for her, um, that then she didn't want to have sex with me because I was just treating her awful. And I also treated my mom awful because looking back at it, and like, I don't even remember the reason why. I think it's because something happened. My mom wasn't there to protect me. My mom gaslighted me a lot, told me things that were true about me or things that happened to me that weren't true, that didn't happen to me. Or she would tell things about what happened that like weren't true at all. So I like grew up with that environment, and then I, had this one girl try to keep convincing me that I was gay. And the only reason I bring it up is because, like, maybe I am gay deep down, and that's okay. But when people are like telling you you're gay, and the main reasons that you feel those ways towards guys is because you're in like this fight or flight response because something happened to you when you were little, and you're not an adult and you can't understand those things aren't normal, but you have everyone around you just pushing this in your face. It makes your sexuality really, really difficult. And when I say and tell people I struggle with my sexuality, I still get poked fun at. They're like, how do you not know? And it's like, I really, really struggle with it. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying my truth. I'm just saying how I feel. I really struggle with my sexuality because for so many years, I was like in this fight or flight response, and I was just scared. I didn't know I was scared at the time. I thought that was just like normal. That's just like how people grow up. I remember my friend telling me in high school, like, not everyone has something against you. Like, not everyone's out for you. And it's crazy to me that they were telling me that. And I had no idea why they would tell me that. Like, I was just so unaware. I blocked it out so bad. So now, like, when I'm 25 and I'm realizing I struggle with like autism, ADHD, but I also struggle with like bipolar, as well as like this gay OCD where I can't stop thinking about like sexuality. And then I'm starting to realize maybe it's like PTSD, you know? It's so weird because I would tell my therapist, so many therapists, like, I would have really traumatic experiences. Um, like if I forgot something at a restaurant, for someone that I was serving, I told them like I would have this really PTSD, and they would just laugh at me like that's not PTSD. And now that I'm like figuring out that I'm 25 and I had like other examples, especially when I was little, it makes a lot of sense because I was so scared of people being upset with me because the person that I think did those things to me, they were really hostile and upset and would make fun of me, and I was never good enough. I was always the weak person. Um, and it's just, man, it gets really, really emotional because, dude, I've never been an emotional person, and I'm realizing like it's not because I didn't want to be an emotional person. It's not like I wanted to be this like person that just is so flat and lifeless. I love being emotional. I love showing my emotions. I think I was scared of showing my emotions because I think something really, really bad happened to me. And I understand, like, why am I putting this online? I'm putting this online because I want anyone that's younger than me going through this, anyone that's older going through this, know that, like, it's not normal. And you don't deserve to go through that. You don't deserve to be a victim. And when you're little, things are out of your control. Other adults can do really bad things because they're way, way bigger than you. And I also want to just say, like, people who are going through things or people who are struggling with things, even if they say it as like a joke, don't make fun of them. Don't try to make fun of them. Don't judge them. Don't tell them what their sexuality is. Do your best to try to listen and don't judge, dude.